photographers, I'm Kita of Kita Explore Photography, and I'm here today to talk about what happened during my photo shoot. I have stories for days about different photo shoots and different clients, and I decided to share one with you today and then tell you a little bit about what I did to mitigate that in the future. Let's talk about this photography client red flag. And before we do, again, I am Kita of Kita Explore Photography, and here on my channel I talk about all things photography, of course. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's free for you to do so, and it helps me provide more and better content to you in the future. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Now let's get into this photography client red flag. So I want to give you the quick story rundown. I'm not going to give you the client's name, the date, or whatever. This photo shoot was a long time ago. I was kind of starting to really get my business together. I'm pretty sure it was pre-2020. Anyway, this client booked a photo session with me, with him and his maybe fiance or wife. I can't remember exactly. And I want to say, like, nothing against for people from the US. I love traveling if you're on my travel channel, but this person was from outside the US. And I want to mention that because, you know, some cultures or a lot of cultures can be demeaning towards women, especially the culture of where he was from. So I want you to keep this in mind throughout the rest of the story. The first issue was that they were significantly late. They booked a photo shoot for 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I sent out emails about parking issues and traffic, and giving all of these warnings, completely disregarded. I believe they got there 45 minutes to an hour late. Once they arrived, they still wanted their full 2-hour photo session, even though you are already missing half of the session. So when we get there, we start the photo session, and then he has to use the restroom. So then we have to deal with that. Then they actually have a change of clothes. We have to deal with that. Then he started asking me questions and stating like, well, I'm a photographer. And so then at that point, he felt that whatever skills, even though I had not taken one photo yet, my skills weren't good for him. His talk was very negative and very demeaning. And, you know, well, if we weren't talking about photography, it was a nice conversation. But when it came to photography or me trying to conduct the shoot, he completely disregarded me or ignored me. It was a very stressful situation. The photo shoot ended up lasting an extra hour past. Luckily, I didn't have an immediate engagement right after that, but it lasted another hour past, and he was just completely rude the entire time. He's the only person who didn't give me a 5-star review, I believe, and he was horrible. He left some comments. I can't remember exactly what his comments said, or review said, because it's been a long time, but I definitely left a response back and giving him a review of himself, because you did not allow me to do my job and you were inconsiderate. So why book someone if you want to do it yourself? So let's talk about the red flags of this client. So there's a couple red flags about this client, and I want to share with you what the red flag is and what I did to mitigate it. This was a long time ago before I made more policy changes. It's like policy changes always change and constantly are updated based on experiences, in my opinion. In this experience, the first issue was that they were late. It was very inconsiderate. And when someone is that late, you already know they're not going to be appreciative to me. So that is the red flag, in my opinion. Like, if they're not considerate of my time, they're not going to be considerate of me at all. What I've done to fix that or mitigate that is that whenever people book photo sessions with me now, it says in the booking, I'm only going to wait 15 minutes for you to show up for your photo session. If you do not show in that 15-minute period or do not communicate with me at least 30 minutes prior to the photo session that you will be late, you are considered a no-show and you do not get a refund. I have that in the booking and contracts and as reminders sent to clients prior to their photo session. The next red flag was the complete inconsiderate comments, just demeaning conversation, not letting me do my role. And that's really hard to tell if someone's going to be like that. Just because they're from a different culture doesn't mean they're going to have that quality. They could be here from the US and still have that quality. Because if you're going to do that, if they're going to do that, you're not going to be able to be your best because your mental is messed up at this point. To mitigate this, the first thing that I send to clients after they've completed the booking and paid their deposit or paid their entire photo session fee is that I reach out and say, hey, I have my whole vision. You can see my work here. If you have something specific you would like to go for, please send that to me at least 1 week in advance prior to the photo session. If you're not able to do that, then I'm going with my own flow. If you didn't want the type of work that I am producing, you shouldn't have booked me. Also, I could have been a little more setting boundaries or spoke up a little bit more to this client, saying, hey, let me do my work. You booked me, let me do my work. You stop doing whatever you're doing. I didn't know how to handle it at that point because I had never ran into a person like this before as a client. It's definitely good to have these policies and discussions ahead of time to make sure you don't run into the red flag of the inconsiderate and a demeaning individual. Okay, photographers, so have you ever ran into any client like this before? If so, I want to hear your story down below in the comment box. And if you have any other things that you do to try to mitigate and try to prevent this happening in your photography business, please leave that down below in the comment box and let's have a discussion. If you have any other red flags or any other issues you ran into as a photographer and you don't know how to handle it, leave that down below as well and I will discuss it on a future video. If you like this video, please make sure you hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments about this video, please leave them down below in the comment box, but please make sure you keep it classy. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. It is free for you to do so and helps me provide more and better content to you in the future. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you share this video with your friends, family, and your social media networks because you never know which photographer in your world may need to hear this story. And lastly, if you would love to support my business more, you can head on over to kittyexplorer.darkroom.com to purchase yourself a print, or you can book a photo session with me if you're ever in the Atlanta area by emailing me at info@kittyexplorer.com. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever in the world you are. Bye. Thank you.